Welcome. Sorry about being a little bit late. There's social media crisis going on right now. There is a relatively well-known musician taking the piss because he was not hired to do a tour because they didn't have the money to pay him, and now he's mad that the other guy they hired, which is Matthew from Skinny Puppy, they hired the same guy uh, for frontline assembly, and now the guy who did not go with them is making fun of that. Well, his wife posted the initial thing and he shared it on his story, so he's equally as guilty at that point, I feel like. But yeah, I'm not gonna uh, name anyone or whatever because I don't want to make more drama. I was just explaining why I'm late because right now this just blew up on Skinny Puppy's Facebook group, and so I was just reading people's posts and whatnot. But yeah, it's just a big pissing contest and a bunch of being jelly and being mad. Uh, I doubt that his wife has ever even met Matthew because Matthew is an amazing guy. He's not just some jackass. I'm not gonna. I shouldn't say bad words, but because of the YouTube filter. But basically, yeah, I feel like anyone who gets to know Matthew would understand that he's not just there for looks. That the guy has serious talent and he's just amazing and he's just confident and successful and people are mad at that. Um, but yeah, like he's not trying to copy or emulate anybody. He just looks the way he looks, and that happens to be similar to the other guy. But yeah, there was just a bunch of BS happening. So right now I'm just working on some um, mosaic stuff because I got a new book from, I assume it was Don and Jerry, because Jerry replied to my, he commented on my last live where I unboxed this. So I want to say thank you again to those guys. But right now I am working on one of the patterns from this book, which is the chain link. Earlier I did a little swatch just to see, because I've never made mosaic in a row before. I've always done it in a round, like in a square round, not like a round. It's just a square. So I just made a little swatch, like she shows in the first pages to explain, because I've never done the side stitches, like the border stitches. I've never done that, so I just made this tiny thing. And look at the ugly colors, but yeah, might finish it. It's like it should be like a coaster or something. I might finish it, but yeah, I just wanted to do this, and then I got bored of the colors and wanted to move on to an actual project. Right now, I'm making the chain links, but I'm not making a bag with it because uh, I don't know that I would even use it. But I'm thinking about turning this one into a blanket, really. I'm not even using silver, I'm just using white, and we're gonna have some neons for the larger chains. Depending on how big it looks, gonna adjust the number of colors. Because I would like to have only one of each color chains, like for the big chain links. I don't really want to have more. So yeah, this is what I'm doing right now. I'm still very sick and feverish. I apologize uh, for my voice, but my nose is stuffy, my throat is full of mucus. So yeah, if you, by the way, I'm gonna put my links in the description, but if you want to help out, if you want to check out my crochet items, you can do that by checking out my Etsy. Just give Nightbot a moment. There we go. The link is there. But you can check out my Etsy. I have a bunch of items on there. I make a lot of plushies for people, and right now I'm working on some Easter plushies as well. Other than this, I mean, and yeah, so I'm gonna have marshmallow peeps, little zombie peeps, soon. I made bigger ones than what I had made previously, and those I'm okay to sell because the pattern is open to selling. Finished items, I mean. So I'm gonna sell little bunny peeps. Might figure out a way to make the chicks as well, but I've not found the pattern that I liked yet for that. But yeah, I have a bunch of plushies. I have zombie kitties, zombie dogs. I have more different bunnies. Uh, what do I have? I have just I have a few horror characters. I have different ones. So go look at my Etsy shop. That would be great. And I'm a disabled artist. I'm struggling to make enough money for rent and bills and whatnot. So I am gonna need a little bit of extra support with that. So yeah, if you wanna help out with bills, necessities, and whatnot, head over to my Ko-fi, and there is a fundraiser. On Ko-fi, I have patterns. I have cross stitch charts and crochet patterns now. Um, but you can also donate to my fundraiser, and everything I make from that is used only on bills and necessities. So that will allow me to either put a direct sum of money onto a bill, like drop a five here and there, or depending on what the amount given is, I can just like transfer that to the bill, or just put it in my account to keep for rent, things like that. But yeah, uh, and right now I have COVID, so I cannot mail orders and whatnot. Now I have one order for Etsy that is marked as processed, like pre-transit, but I cannot manipulate that. I cannot touch it because I don't want to contaminate it. So as soon as I feel better, it is gonna be in the mail, but right now it isn't, and that's the reason. So if you want to help out with things in the meantime, because work is gonna be really slow, I can't really like actively make things that are gonna be sold to customers. Otherwise, like it can be something that will be sold eventually. I will have to wash and sanitize that after I'm done with COVID. Like once I'm healthy again, and that's fine. But like I cannot make things that are gonna go to customers anytime soon. So because of that, I'm gonna be making a little less money, and so I could use some support with that. Some lovely people have helped me a little bit with food and some bills. So right now I have a little money because I can't go to the store either. I have to order things. Because obviously, even if I wear a mask and whatnot, like, it's just that when you're sick, you're touching things, and I cannot like go into a sanitation chamber and then I don't have all the equipment for that. So uh, you know they won't hose me down before admitting me to the store and things like that. So because of this reason, I cannot go into physical stores. So it just costs a little bit more money. I think deliveries are like $6 or something. Um, but products in stores that deliver are also a little bit more expensive. So let's say instead of paying maybe $20 for a certain grocery run, I would be paying a 30 and things like that. So because I always buy from that place that is really really cheap, but it's down the street that that way, not down the street, but like um, perpendicular to here, and it's all the way over there. But um, that specific store would not deliver. And if they do, they don't have anything online. I would have to call them, but I don't have a phone, so I can't do that either. Well, I have a phone, but I don't have um, a phone plan, so I cannot call people. So just saying, any help at all is appreciated. Um, I anticipate being sick for at least one more week, if not more, because last time it lasted several weeks. Like I was stuck in bed for like 3 weeks and then just generally sick for 2 months, just a little bit better. Like I could do things and work and whatnot. But yeah, last time was brutal. I'm hoping this time around it won't be as bad. I've already been sick since like Monday night slash Tuesday morning. Maybe like around the middle of the night, I started having like a little bit of. I don't remember, but I know my nose was quite stuffy. I had a little bit of a throat ache. I always like wake up in the middle of the night around 2 or 3 p.m., something like that. A.m., not p.m. But yeah, I wake up usually around 3 a.m., something like that, and I know I had sort of a sore throat and some um, nose things like runny nose. I had a very runny nose the first few days. I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know how you are. I would love to know and to have a nice chat with my friends because right now I feel a bit crappy. Crappy is the word. I feel like crap. So yeah, if you have anything fun to talk about, I would appreciate that. But yeah, I've been crocheting. I've been working on tests and things like that. That is tests for crochet patterns. I have one test going on right now, so I'm keeping an eye out for when my testers need me and whatnot. I'm almost done with the second row of this pattern. But yeah, this is the chain link thing. Um, it's called In Chains. But yeah, it is by Sixel Design. And as I was saying, Jerry and Dawn got me the book. I don't know which one of them specifically got it delivered to my house, but I know that they were both in on that and they knew about it. But I am very happy. This is a very valuable book. It has so many cool patterns. I showed it, if you want to see what book I mean, I showed it in my previous live session. That's still available to watch on my YouTube, if you want to see that. I showed quite a bit of images from it, so right now I cannot lift it because it's open on a pattern page and it's under a bunch of yarn and things on my desk, but yeah. As I was saying, I'm gonna use white for the smaller, thinner chain links and some neons for the larger ones, starting with neon pink here. And yeah, this is going to be an ongoing project. I know I shouldn't have yet another whip, but what can you do? I just got a new book. I had to do something from it at least. And didn't want to do the messenger bag because I don't know what I would do with that. I don't have anything to line it, and I don't have the proper material for it. So I just added quite a bit more length to this to turn it into a blanket eventually. And I'm gonna flip it like on its side so that the chain go that way. But yeah, and I'm doing border stitches all the way down the sides. Well, where is my snips? I need snips. There we go. We snips. We snips. There you go. And I could even shorten these little. Okay, gonna shorten the first few tails before I progress too much and it ends up being like super long tails and wasting yarn. But okay, let's do this. Okay, and here I have like maybe an inch to chop off. That's fine. I can use the scraps to stuff things. Good. Okay. And now we're starting the actual pattern. Because I did the first 2 rows, and the first 2 rows you do only single crochet. So the first one is actually worked in the chain, and then the second one will be sitting on top of that in the back loop. So that's just how you work with mosaic. That is overlay mosaic, by the way. I prefer this method. I prefer how it looks, and I like how the back is always very neat and stripy. I can show you my little swatch here. But yeah, this is the swatch, and this is how stripy and neat the back looks. So all mosaic patterns will look like that in the back if you use the overlay method. And that is what I enjoy personally. Like the blanket is just gonna have a bunch of colored black and white and colored stripes, and it's gonna be really cool. So okay, but remember you always have to cut and join a new color in every time you do this, so it is a little bit annoying, and you will have to hide the tails or work over them like with the envelope border or something. I've not made an envelope border yet. This is what I'm gonna do though for this one here. This is what I plan on doing. Hey, stop. Oh, okay. This is being a little brat. So you just have to get the tail through the first loop, and it's a bit difficult. Okay, and there I am. And yeah, you always do like just a normal single crochet for your first stitch, and that anchors it. And I'm not gonna talk more about the rest of this because obviously this is a pattern, so I'm not gonna tell you how to make it, but I am gonna do it though and show you as I go how it looks and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not gonna teach you how to make this because this is from a book. I'm just gonna like look at it so that I know. Okay, so basically I just repeat this section here. Yeah. Okay, and then after that, the last bunch, the last repeat will be the one with the longer chain. Because this is worked on its side, like the as you work, the chain links are like sitting like this, but I'm doing it lengthwise, so I just added like a lot more stitches. I hope you're all very rested and doing fine. Um, we're not having any comments, so I'm having a few lurkers right now. But if you want to let me know how your day is going, that would be great. By the way, I have my account linked to my last FM account, and when you type this in, you can see what I am listening to. Sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it gets stuck on like a song. Yeah, it is working now. I'm listening to Antagonism by Skinny Puppy from Mine, the Perpetual Intercourse. That is the name of the album. And so, just as I'm streaming, sometimes I listen to music, so you can check that out. What was I saying before? I was doing something. I was checking something. Your guess is as good as mine. Oh yeah, I was gonna check if my YouTube was showing comments. That's what I was gonna do because for a few lives now, I've not had very many. Yeah, no. Okay, that's fine. Just sometimes I'm wondering because I have a friend who experiences this when he streams. He doesn't see user comments sometimes and then ends up talking for a very long time and then realizes after like 2 hours that he's not having anyone talk and but he has a bunch of silent watchers and then after that he realizes that's just a bug, so sometimes that happens. But yeah, today is a chill Sunday afternoon. I apologize for the way I look. I am very feverish. So, well, it's better than it was. My fever has gone down quite a bit, but like, yeah, I should, like, I took a bath, but it didn't help the situation. So I'm a little bit sticky, but that happens sometimes when you're sick, even if you wash. You still a bit sticky with sweat and whatnot. I'm sorry for the gross details. But at least I don't have like throat aches or anything right now. I just have a stuffy nose. I cough. I still cough a little bit because when you get COVID, your lungs get filled with mucus sometimes. So I still do cough occasionally. I have a bit of fever, not as bad. Right now it is tolerable, so that's hoping. We're hoping that's good, and we're hoping it stays that way. Having tough time talking. Okay, right now I'm annoyed because this is the same exact yarn brand, and this is premium acrylic, but the white is so much smaller than the black. And I guess that's to be anticipated because when you bleach a thread, it becomes more fragile. The black is always like very thick. See how many there will be? There's just like tons of little. This is just the beginning of the chain links. This is like the bottom portion. After that, there will be a thing crossing through. But yeah, it's gonna go all the way. This is almost like 5 foot, maybe a little less because uh yeah. But I think when I calculated with a gauge swatch, so I did a gauge swatch with my other little swatch that you saw over there. I calculated 18 stitches per 4 inch. I don't know what uh, gauge Sixel has, but since I'm not making one of her projects with this pattern, I'm just making a blanket. I use my own gauge swatch. So really, I just like when I calculated it, it was like anywhere from 40 something, 48 to like maybe 50 something inches. So this is gonna be big, but with the border, it's definitely gonna be big enough to cover me. And now, like, I just have to work as many chain links as needed to like cover my width, like my body size, and to spill on either side because you want a blanket to cover you basically. But yeah, and over that stitch will just be like the chain link will just be going over itself. So it's a neat pattern. If you've seen it on Sixel Design's Instagram, you know what I'm talking about. But right now, all you can see is this strip of nonsense here. But I'm excited to start using the colors, really. But yeah, I just wanted to make the smaller chain links white because Yeah, I don't know. If I used only neons, it would have used so much of it. I don't know what my reasoning was, but I didn't want this to be entirely neon. I wanted to break it up a little bit with some white. And I would have done like silver chain color, but we don't have that. So I think white is a fine, okay choice anyway. Oh, here there is like a loop. There's a yarn split looping out of the stitch, but it's okay. It's gonna be covered by a double crochet, so I'm gonna survive it. But it's annoying me a little bit. I'm sorry. I have mucus right now. Trying to dislodge it. Mm. I apologize for everyone for seeing me like this. I'm still alive, don't worry. I'm just sick and I'm debating ordering more yarn because there is a bunch of colors I need for Easter stuff, not for like my own project or anything, but for Easter stuff. I was thinking of getting like a light pink or just a normal bright pink because I don't really have a bright pink other than the out of this world neon, and just a blue, a yellow, and more lavender because I don't have much lavender left. And I'm thinking of these colors because I want to make peep bunnies in them and some other stuff like more Easter eggs for decor, pictures, things. I'm saying this, but I've not yet taken a creative picture with any of them. I made a bunch of eggs yesterday with those uh, rainbow prints. Hi, how are you doing? Yeah, she was. I catched it after it was done actually, because I was very sick, so I'm not exactly in a position to be following everybody as they go live. I'm not always like 100% right now. I don't have a lot of energy to tell you the truth. So I might be skipping a few things, but I'm still here. I'm still well. Now it's starting to be just a little bit too cold with this. So I'm gonna try and remove my jacket and continue without not my jacket but my cardigan. Good, just gonna try to work this way. I don't know if I will succeed. Okay. But yeah, this is just gonna be a fun project for me. I just really wanted to try the book Dawn got me. So that's why we're doing this. And look, this is the back. And it's just a big giant stripe. I'm happy about this. I like it. It's gonna look so good when it's done. So this is just gonna be a low energy work along thing. Don't expect me to be a source of entertainment, guys. I'm not doing the best. Um, I don't even know if I'm gonna be on here for very long. Just wanted to say hi and to talk about what I was doing. But yeah, let me know if you are working on anything. If you're having a crochet project or something. I know Jason was making things for veterans last time we talked, I think. But let me know what you're making. See, I've very rarely been this sick. The only time I've ever been this sick was when I got COVID in 2021. This is my second time getting it. So I've been fairly careful. But as I've talked about before, my roommate just goes out all the time and he's not careful about getting viruses and whatnot. So yeah, he just brought it back home. Well, I'm assuming just because obviously I go out maybe once every when I'm not sick. I mean, I go out for groceries and that's about it, you know. But yeah, this is. I assure you that I'm quite careful about this. This looks like it's gonna be a very easy mindless pattern. So if anyone wants to do a blanket, I do recommend the chain link, the in chains pattern. 6L Design has Etsy, maybe probably Ravelry as well. Yeah. Oh, Nightbot is reminding you of my link. I've not even typed it in, but yeah. Thank you. Oh, sun catchers. That's cool. I hope you have a great weekend as well. But yeah, I like um this pattern a lot so far. And if you know Six Soul Design, she has a YouTube channel, by the way, by that name. But if you know Six Soul Design, she's a little bit more of a gothy, scary, skeleton-y kind of person. So she has patterns of skulls and things like that. One of her most famous patterns is like the skeleton ones. So she has like a bunch of skeletons standing next to each other. That's one of her popular mosaic designs. I don't remember the name of it now. It's not in the book. It's not one of the ones you see in there, but she has a good selection of skulls and whatnot. So just a bunch of good ones. Um, but yeah, I was just coming out of the bathroom when the doorbell rang, And I go and open the door for the person uh, outside. I buzz them in, and it's an Amazon guy. And I'm like, I didn't order anything. What's up with that? Is it my roommate's? And then he hands me the package. I look at it, it's my name, and I'm just like, that's amazing. And that's when I received the book. So it was a gift from Don and from Jerry. I don't know which one exactly. Like, that's what I was saying earlier. But I am very happy about it. As you probably can't tell because I look like crap right now. So yeah, if you're just coming in and you're wondering about that, it was a gift. I'm saying a huge thank you. Don has been one of the most supporting people in my life, truthfully, and I cannot be more thankful. Sorry, for the friends I get, for the friends I have. I feel like I'm so lucky. I don't know what I did to deserve all of you. I know that I sound weird right now. I apologize, but I'm gonna have to take note that I'm using a 4 millimeter hook for this. Gonna like make something, a stitch marker with a 4 on it or something. Oh, and by the way, I do this because I have loose tension and I don't want like um, things to be weird. Right now it looks fine with the 4 millimeters, but if I were to use a 5, I feel like it would be a little bit too loose to look good in mosaic. When I do mosaic, I always use a smaller hook. Not as small as when I do amigurumi, mind you. Like maybe a half of an inch, an inch, what, millimeter, uh, bigger than what I would use for that. So instead of a 3.5 for worsted yarn, a 4 millimeter hook works for me. I could even go 4.5 maybe, but right now the 4 is doing its job, so I'm not gonna change that. I'm almost done with the third row here, so it's going well. But yeah, let me know if you know about Sixel design. What pattern of hers is your favorite? I want to know that. I'm curious. She has so many things like I like the anatomical heart, and I like her heartbreak uh, pattern thing. I love the Victorian pillow. It's actually in this book, and I'm gonna make it eventually. I'm probably not into a pillow because I don't want to have to buy the forms and things. Don't really have anything for. I don't really have the budget to buy pillow forms and such. I have a bunch of pillows at home already, so I'm probably just gonna figure out something I really want to make and use it for that. But the Victorian pattern is really cool. But yeah, this is one of my favorite books right now. I've done some reading. I've had my eye on this since it was announced. Since Sixel Design started announcing it on Instagram, I've had my eye on it since then. And she's been talking how huge but also complicated of a journey it has been, and how it revealed like some things in the community and things like that, and how sometimes uh, things don't always work the way you do. Obviously, when you publish a book, there are gonna be issues and things you don't expect to happen. And she was talking about how life changing that all was. But all of that is true. I've never actually been like publicly published with a publisher and whatnot, but I have written sort of a short story collection with my friend from college with it that has our final project for graduation, and we wrote all that. Everything was self done. Like we did the pictures, the images, we painted some paintings for it, everything. And actually, the thumbnail for my lives is one of the paintings from it that I did. It's called The Red Peony. And I'm selling it, by the way. I'm selling this painting. So if you want it, uh, the thumbnail of the big red flower, that is for sale. Let me know if you're interested. Yeah. I might be flexible on the price even, but it is on canvas, so it's not gonna be just a cheap thing. I am going to charge a decent amount, but just know that it will be flexible. It's not gonna be a huge bunch of money, you know. But yeah, the red penny, I painted it to be the illustration for one of my short stories because it is called The Red Peony. And it is in memory of my mother because we had peonies at the front of the house. It was not exactly a dark red, rich red peony. It was more like the purplish red. Those are also called red peonies, but they are more purplish, pinkish sort of. But I decided to paint this one in dark red because I felt it was better looking, and so I did that. But for me, it's not a big deal that the color isn't exactly the same. I still like it, and I still have the memories of my mother, so it's not the end of the world. But I am very happy about that. I'm gonna have to remember how to do the diagonal down. I saw the tutorial for this, but anyway, it's in the book, so I should figure it out. But yeah, I'm just learning today. At least I'm entertaining myself. So yeah, this um opening this package brought me a lot of love and comfort in my time of sickness. So a big thank you again. One thing is, when you're sick, you always feel a bit worse mental health wise, and you always feel like a bit off. But the thing with COVID is it is so brutal that, like, both times my mind just goes in dark spaces that where I'm just like, I don't even want to be here. I'm just that sick. And it's just your whole body feels crappy. And that's what I've been experiencing. And it's so isolating because you cannot see people, you can't talk to anyone in person. Not that I've seen many people anyway, but like you feel too bad to entertain your friends, even talk to them on the phone, things like that. So I've been really isolated the past few days, and it's been hard. So that's why it's one of the worst for me, because really, when you just don't have the possibility to see or anyone or do anything, it's difficult. But yeah, I'm talking about this because I want people to be aware. It's not just complaining for the sake of complaining. Having COVID, it is really difficult, and you get really, really sick. It's not just a cold. Some people have it and they're lucky, and they're done after a few days and they never hear about it again. But no, I got the full I got the full version, people. I got the big ugly sickness. And we are done with row 3. Now is when we will learn. Next is where we will learn new stitches. Oh. Like, I know how to make them. I guess I just don't remember right now. Like I said, I've done them before, but it's just because Sixel Designs uses a different symbol, so I'm kind of confused as to which one of the stitches I've done previously it is, like redoing it from memory. It will be hard for me just because it looks different visually on the graph. I'm sorry if that doesn't make sense. It makes sense to me. It's very clear to me. But at least I'm having some delightful skinny puppy. That's making me better. You know that I always enjoy listening to puppy. Always cheers me up. And Ogre is an amazing guy. And I keep thinking about when he was sick and he was miserable and he was just getting on stage and being completely insane, because that's Ogre. Okay, so the first should be self-explanatory. Okay, it is skip DC single crochet. Okay. So I feel like, yeah. Oh yeah, okay, and then you do that above. Oh yeah, okay. That's simple enough. Now I remember which one it is. it's really simple now that it's in front of my face. You just really um always always want a single crochet in the stitches over the one in diagonal so that it covers the top of the row. That's it. It's just that in her diagrams, in her charts, instead of counting this as two different stitches, like most mosaic crocheters represent it as, she puts it as one. You know, oh, this doesn't look right. You know what? I bet it will look okay once I'm a little bit further along. Yeah, we're gonna trust the process right now. I apologize, guys. I'm just learning as I go. But like I said, the previous chart maker uh, that I looked at, like the previous pattern designer I've worked on, represented this as two different stitches. Like the little lines were just showing you where to go, and not in that way. So, like, you would do it, just would have one diagonal line to where you needed to go instead of just in the stitches. So it was easier easier to understand for me, but I'm just learning a new way and trying to make it work, so hopefully it will. But it's not a complicated stitch, you just really work below and then above. So yeah, I'm not like gonna talk to you directly about the pattern. This is just one stitch out of it. But now I'm working. I'm a little bit in. I'm a few rows in. Uh, that's what I mean. And I know Sixel says never use acrylic. This is premium acrylic though, so I'm fine. It's not anti-pilling though. I know that premium is often synonym with anti-pilling, but this pills, this pills. But what I like about doing it from a book is she puts back the instructions for the stitches like in written form after each pattern. But yeah, so far it looks like a little wave. It's really cute. Doesn't look like a chain link yet, but it will soon. I want to know if I think I can finish the first chain link today. Maybe not. I think I'm gonna get tired before that. Well, I'm gonna take a little phone break. This is the length of the blanket, by the way. It's all twisted. I'm sorry. It's not very bulky yet, so it's kind of just like taking a lot of turns on my desk. Like it goes all over the place. But yeah, I'm having some um internet drama thrown my way. So I apologize. That's why I was looking at my phone. What? Someone just said to me, these liberals are going too far. And I wonder if that person is assuming that I'm a liberal, because I sure as hell am not. And I'm gonna explain to you what I mean. If you're um, a pleasantly right-leaning person, you probably think that um, liberal is left. No, it is not left ideology. It is center ideology. And I am a radical leftist. I've talked about this a lot in my streams before. But I'm wondering if that person messaging me was assuming I'm a liberal or something. And if that's why they're messaging me this. But yeah, the reason we say this is because liberals often want to keep the sense of uh, property and individualism in society, while at the same time acknowledging social problems, social issues, but they're not exactly fully committed to sticking with it, like to the bare bone core of the problem. If you get what I mean. Like as a radical leftist, I am um, going very deep inside each social issues and trying to um, better arm like the people touched by the issues. You know, like our agenda is not to cancel everyone, like we often get told, but it's not that. It's to give power to everyone who doesn't have power, like marginalized communities and things like that. That's why I'm a radical leftist. It's not to shut people up, it's actually to empower people. But yeah, sorry, a lot of people don't know, but it is. It used to be considered left, liberal. Used to be considered left, but no, it's moved more towards a little bit more of a status quo, but still bark sometimes kind of dynamic to it, I guess. And it takes weird positions sometimes that are not very um, like with humans, for humans. I don't know how to say it, but sometimes like it's a little bit just not specifically advocating for the good stuff. There's a lot of individualism in it, and I'm not for that personally. I don't think it's good. I think the only level of individualism you should get in a society is one that benefits more than it harms, you know? Not like to each their own. That is not a good form of individualism. But things like doing things for yourself when you need it, prioritizing your mental health, which, by the way, funding social programs will help with that. So, because it is gonna um, like promote a healthy sense of self, and so that's a level of individualism I am for, but nothing that goes to harm other groups of people. Nothing like that. That is not beneficial to a society, like I just said. But yeah, I just corrected that person saying that I'm a radical leftist to see what they think. Not only that, but also just to set the score straight, because I think they might think I was something like right leaning or something mistakenly for some weird reason, as I've not like as if I've not made myself clear, because usually people can tell that I'm a leftist. It's pretty clear. I have some quite um solid positions, and I'm not shy to discuss them. But right now, I'm not gonna discuss them just because I'm really sick and not feeling well enough. But I've done this time and time again on my channel. Like I've made my political allegiance known. And this is gonna be the last row I do today because my hands hurt. But I'm almost done with it. I'm halfway through. A little bit more than halfway through. But I think I'm done with the live because I feel like I'm just being really boring right now. Hi. How are you doing? No, I'm not feeling better at all. I'm very sick right now. But yeah, I was just about to go, but I want to take a moment to say thank you for the care package you sent me the other day. I got all the things and it was really helpful. So thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. But I am gonna go for now. I'm not gonna work on this too much right now because I'm starting to ache and my fingers are seizing up like they're um, hard. Not no. I don't know how to say it. But yeah, I've just been a little bit off. But yeah, thank you everyone, and I hope you all have a good evening or day or night or whatever time it is where you are. Take care of yourself, hydrate. Hopefully, don't get COVID like I did. But thanks, everyone. Bye.